Game and Grub. Hello and welcome to Game and Grub, where we play with our food. My name is Hammy.
And I'm Jelly Sound.
And we're back. We're back by popular demand. We had like 4 guys say, hey, when are you guys going to do the podcast again?
Are you sure they were all guys?
I would bet, I don't have a farm to bet, I would bet they were all guys.
Okay.
There might be one girl, but I'm going to say that the majority of them are solidly male.
We know our demo.
Yeah, we know our demo.
Did a lot of research, surveys.
Yeah, throughout some
focus groups.
But we're back, and we're gonna kind of, this episode it's gonna be kind of slower because we're kind of coasting back into it. We do want to keep doing this though, so look forward to these episodes either on SoundCloud or iTunes or
I think we're on Google. I think for the one person in the world who might listen to podcasts on Google.
Sure.
We should get on Spotify. I think that they do podcasts there.
That's
now,
where
right?
the money is.
Ooh.
Ask
YouTube,
Taylor's.
right?
Well, yeah, we're gonna be on YouTube if you like to listen to your podcast on YouTube, which I actually like listening to podcasts on YouTube.
I don't mind it either, just because I usually have YouTube open anyway.
Yeah, same.
It's not. I can tab away from a video. Mm-hmm. It's just audio.
So we're back, and hopefully this is the start of us doing a lot more things with not just Game and Grub, but Hammy Cooks in general and other gaming stuff. We have so many. We were talking before the show of all these things that we're planning, and we'll keep that kind of a surprise as things go forward. But I hate surprises, so I will. Once we do have things set in stone, we'll definitely warn you guys on either the Game and Grub channel, put out maybe a special message. Or on our Twitters and kind of keep you posted on that end. But yeah, we're back.
I'm very excited to be back
am I.
in the podcasting studio.
Yes, I moved to a place where there isn't constant freeway traffic, inches away from the house, so we can actually record proper shows now. Not only that, but we're going to start doing live stream. We're going to probably get some mukbang action going on.
Yeah. We're going to be who are the podcasts or the radio shows that you just get to watch people talking to a microphone? Everybody loves those, right?
You eat with your eyes first, yes.
Yeah, and the one thing that this podcast has been missing is video of us eating.
Yeah.
And, mouth sounds.
Yeah, which is also horrendous on audio. Like, there's nothing worse than listening to someone eating.
No, you know what this is going to be? This is a gaming and food podcast.
Yeah.
And the live stream will have an ASMR component.
There you go. Just foul ASMR, though. like you're dying of plague ASMR.
Hey, some people are really opposed to mouth sounds like eating.
I hate them.
Yeah, see, but other people, it's an ASMR trigger for them, and they actually do enjoy that.
Okay, well, so you heard that. Everyone go out and get some expensive headphones.
We'll put a trigger warning up when the chewing noises are, so you can turn it down.
Well, actually,
or up.
We're joking, but we actually should probably work that out, how we're going to record that. If we do it all. That might be, in the future.
I figured it would be sitcom style. The food's in front of us, but we don't touch it.
Okay. Well, that's strange. Well, in the future, what we'll probably do is we'll live stream this on YouTube. So you can either catch the live stream of the show, or you can listen to it, at your own leisure. But I think we definitely want to, you kind of want to see the food.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's not going to look the way it's presented in commercials or advertisements, and I think that's part of the kind of reviewing part of it. And we're going to get to the food soon.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
It's been so long. I'm gonna pretend that I haven't seen you since our holiday episode 2 years ago.
Sure, but also I haven't seen you in general for a long time because and you kept saying, when are we going to do the podcast again? When are we going to do the podcast? And what happened was there was a 2-month stretch where I was looking for a new place, looking for a good place. I found a great place. I found the dream place, I would say. And I did have that in mind. I want to get a place where I can do more YouTube stuff, more podcast stuff. But during that time, I kept saying, you know what, Jelly, I'm really busy. I cannot hang out. I've got to, do all this moving stuff. And I'm still not completely moved in. We're in my living room, and I'm looking at a dirty clothes hamper and a stack of books.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. It's not. I
thought it was a gray rectangle.
It's not a flat screen. We're recording the podcast.
Some people have a giant TV. You have a stack of books. I think that's class.
Yeah. By the way, if you're one of those people that doesn't own a TV, you're boring. TV is great. Sorry, there's a lot of great TV. I don't have time to watch half of the shows I want to watch, and I wish I could, but it's great. Get a TV.
It is difficult to do a gaming podcast without a TV.
Yes, and I
to
can't
play games on.
And I can't wait till we get one, and we can start playing games on a nice big screen, and hopefully that'll be part of the show moving forward.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll do. When we could do it live, yeah. So you've been moving.
I've been moving.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
How have you been? Have you been okay?
Yeah, hanging in there.
And I got to tell you, even when we're not doing the podcast, we're still talking to each other about fast food.
Yeah.
Or about games.
Has there been anything in the fast food world, or the food world in general, that sort of caught your eye? And since we
I would say that Taco Bell added nacho cheese to everything, and I think vastly improved the menu.
Yeah.
I've been going crazy with Taco Bell. I had to kind of step away from it because there was just so much of it. But I've been having a lot of fun with that. Have you? Is there something
I recall they took the nacho fries away.
Yeah.
They brought the nacho fries back.
Yeah.
And now they've taken them away again, and
which I hate.
yeah.
It's so good. Everybody loves them. Leave them on the menu. It's not a weird economical decision like the McRib, where McDonald's only buys it when there's a weird when the pork market is
that's
like
weird.
Yeah.
They just came out with the triple Western.
Wait, what?
At Carl's Jr.
At Carl's Jr., yes.
There's a Western bacon cheeseburger, which I think is one of the perfect burgers.
Oh yeah.
The double Western, is the extra one. They have a triple Western now. It's too much.
Of course. I think triple any
it's
burger
way too
is
much.
Too much, yeah. There's only so much beef you want to eat. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with our review of Carl's Jr. Impossible Burger.
Impossible. No, Beyond.
Beyond. Oh.
Impossible Beyond. It is meat that is not quite so.
It's meat that is not meat.
We'll meet you
after the break.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out here in the West. But a juicy charbroiled burger with a patty made from plants? Only the folks at Carl's Jr. can pull out something that bold.
This week we had the Beyond Famous Star with cheese.
Yes.
From Carl's Jr. I think there's a couple other places. Is it the Impossible Whopper? Is that what it's called?
I don't know what Burger King is. I've hired a wizard to eliminate all memory of that horrid restaurant.
The BK Farmhouse really got you.
That might have been the last straw.
I think yeah. I haven't been to that Burger King's. It could be demolished for all I know.
Have you been to Burger King at all since then?
Yes.
And what did you order?
Not that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember what I ordered. I think it was just a drink.
That's smart. Don't touch the food, and you're probably solid.
Because you had plastic on a dessert, right?
I had the worst cheesecake of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about that. I think they're a lot of places. I think Del Taco as well.
Del Taco has Impossible Tacos.
Okay.
I believe Taco Bell is going to start doing something with them.
Taco Bell's gonna start putting meat that isn't meat in their food.
Yeah.
They're gonna start.
They're gonna upgrade. They're gonna upgrade from the dog food grade meat that they use now, which I love, by the way. I love their taco.
No, we probably go to Taco Bell the most out of any. I don't know if
probably
out of any other fast food place. I think Taco Bell's probably.
I think you're right.
Up there, so it's okay that we talk crap about it.
But yeah, it's a love-hate.
We've earned that right.
Yeah.
By
giving them lots of money.
We've spent so much money, we're practically investors.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. We should invest if we're going to spend that much money on get some Taco Bell stock.
But we didn't have anything from Del Taco or Burger King. We had Carl's Jr.
And I got to preface this with, I love fake meat. I love real meat too, but I'm also kind of obsessed with fake soy products and fake meat, fake bacon, fake turkey, fake everything, because we're at a point now where it's really good.
You're right. So I was thinking about, as I was eating it, I was wondering what it was going to be like. Because the last time I had I don't know what they called it back then, but it was about 10 years ago. I had not a veggie burger, but maybe it was a veggie burger.
It was a veggie burger, probably, yeah.
Like a Boca?
Yeah, which is not good.
It was not good.
Satisfying at all.
And I was really concerned. But I don't know why I was concerned, because it's been 10 years. The technology for making plant products taste like meat has vastly improved. The last non-meat, it's a weird thing, because you could eat an eggplant parmesan, but that's not pretending to be chicken. It's emulating meat. But it was these pulled pork, except it was jackfruit or something.
That's also tasty.
And that's fine, because mostly you're looking for texture and sauce flavor.
Sure.
When you're doing pulled pork, and It was a good approximation, so I was, I was surprised.
But with a hamburger, there's nowhere to hide. It's
Nope.
just usually just meat, maybe a few seasonings, and it's just grilled. And Carl's Jr. does the flame. Do they do the flame grilled? I don't know. Okay. I don't know if I'm getting my
Charbroiled.
charbroiled burgers. That's right. That's right.
Is the
That's right.
catchphrase.
And when I first had it, I've been eating these since they came out. It's about a little less than half a year ago. And the first time I had it, I was like, "What? Did they give me the right hamburger?" And a few more bites in, I was like, "Okay, this is fake," but it's very serviceable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that would never happen to me. What happened to you?
No.
I don't think it was bad. Serviceable is the perfect word. But I opened the box and I could smell a difference.
Sure.
Like my nose was like something bovine is not happening here.
Your caveman brain kicked in.
And then I looked at it and I was like, this is not the correct color.
Yeah, it is a little off.
But I mean,
what color would you call that? What color would you call that?
It's like a dark salmon.
It's
not orange.
I was gonna call it work suit khaki, like the kind of khaki you would have to buy for like if you worked at an office job.
Mine was a little orangey. Like it was dark.
Well, it's a khaki for casual Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the color is
good.
off. The color is off. The look is off. But
The texture was actually fine.
The texture was great.
Yeah.
Which is I find a lot of different plant products, they don't get the texture right. And
I like the taste.
The taste was great too. I'll say that ever since it came out, when I go and I always get the Famous Star. That's my standard go-to Carl's Jr. thing. I get the Famous Star on the fresh baked bread, and I've been getting it with the is it Beyond Meat? It's Beyond Meat.
Beyond, yeah, it's a Beyond.
I always get it with the Beyond Meat because I just I feel like I'm tricking myself.
I think that's a brand, right? Beyond Burgers.
Yes. There's
you can buy
Beyond
in stores probably.
There's Beyond, and then there's the Impossible Burger, and I'm kidding myself into thinking that it's healthier. I don't know if it is.
I actually looked this up because
perfect.
When I was. You had just said, yeah, we'll do the Impossible Burgers that have been going around. I'm like, okay, I've been living under a rock or something because
Sure.
I've not heard of this. But I'd seen like the Beyond Famous Star advertised. I just didn't exactly ever look too closely at it because the Western picture was calling my name.
Sure.
Big Carl was calling my
Sure.
name. That it is slightly more calories than
Are you
the
kidding
regular
me?
Famous Star. Yeah, no,
Are
it
you
is.
kidding me?
I think where the health comes in is like the
saturated fat, I guess.
the saturated fat is a lot lower.
I've been living a lie. This is so stupid.
Well, it's one of those weird sort of opposite facts, like the unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Yes. Also have more calories. Like 10 more calories, yeah.
Because they put more of the
pastry.
Pastry on it to like compensate.
That's true.
And so there's no frosting on it, but it's more calories.
So it is good though if you are a vegetarian and you miss really good hamburgers. But
it's also good for a change of pace. I mean,
sure.
I got to imagine how many burgers does an average person eat in a week? Would you say?
I eat about 2 a month. I try to cut down.
I feel like it's more for like the average.
The average American, yes.
I would sub this in for a change of pace every once in a while. I would not have a problem doing that.
Oh, I'm still mad.
What?
That there are more calories than the regular.
It's like 10 though.
Still, you think it would be like at least like 50 less, Considering that it's not beef, which is like one of the most like calorie packed meats you can get.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
It was an amusing like fact. Someone
Sure. Well,
wrote a whole like food blog about it.
I think it's a good fact to point out though. Like if you're gonna diet thinking you're gonna lose weight on Impossible meat.
You are like you're getting less of the bad.
Sure, but I mean,
stuff.
if we're talking about simply losing weight
for if you're just counting calories.
If you're counting calories, you're not
going
to lose
fast
it.
food
You
at
shouldn't
all.
be eating fast food. Well, you can get the Famous Star without the bun.
Oh right, yeah.
And that would be a pretty.
Well, I had it on the regular sesame seed. I should do what you do. Is the fresh baked.
Oh, I love the fresh. That's because it's brioche and it's.
I mistakenly assumed that it might come on that because it's there. Every time they come out with a specialty burger, it comes on the fresh baked.
Oh, love that. That's the best. That's the best thing to happen in fast food, I think. The fresh baked bun.
But no, like flavor wise, I mean, it's not beef, so I'm not gonna. If everybody like compares fake meat to meat,
sure,
and I think it should kind of be its own category.
I think I agree with you. I think it's a serviceable patty.
Yeah,
it's flavorful. It's not offensive. It doesn't have any weird textures or aftertastes. and it sits well, I think.
Yeah, Nick, it costs more than the Famous Star.
Did it really too? Does it cost more?
Yeah.
What is
it's
this?
like a $6 burger.
What's this?
The Famous Star is like $3, isn't it? On its own?
I don't even. I don't pay attention to these things,
Okay.
and I should. This is insane. So, how much did you pay for that hamburger?
So I just got the burger, and it was like 6 something.
As opposed to like 3 and change for the Famous Star.
I believe so. I don't get the Famous Star, but I assume the Famous Star is less than $4.
Okay.
Because that's their
Man,
cheeseburger. It better be less.
You're blowing my mind today.
Well, it's because it's a commodity. Like it's a specialty thing.
It is. I just
right.
think,
They have to pay whatever company makes the
the
Beyond
licensing
burger.
fee and everything. Yeah.
Because it's not like they in-house have the plant-based product.
And
so
you know what?
it's
Even
probably
though
cheaper to go and buy Beyond Meat and cook it yourself.
Sure.
If you have a charbroiler.
Even given all these horrible facts that you're laying on me, I'm still a fan of it. And you know what? Let's rate it. What are we going to rate it out of?
How about out of soybeans?
Is it a soy-based burger?
I have no idea.
I'm going to say it's got soy in it. I mean,
it's plant-based, right?
I've gotten everything wrong about this stupid burger, so I'm probably completely...
That's something that I didn't...
This is probably something I'm going to be wrong on, too.
It's plant-based. If you have, like, protein in a plant, it's got to be soy, right? That's the only way to do it.
Oh, no, there's tons... I mean, wheat has protein in it.
Not complex protein.
No, I guess not. I don't know.
What else do you want to rate it out of?
Let's rate it out of soybeans.
Okay. I think I give it 4 out of 5.
You know what? I'm going to give it a 4. You know what? Even with the new... I'm getting all this new stuff, and I was going to put
Because I would get it again.
I would get it again. Yeah, you know what? I was gonna knock it down to 3.5. I think I'm going to give it a 4. It's a solid 4.
Yeah, no,
For what it is, it's a 4.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
You know, put it on a Western Carl's Jr. Then I'll.
Can you order the patty on the other hamburgers?
That is a good question. I did not ask.
Okay, I'm almost positive you can because they have them there. It's not
should-
like it's a big.
I should try asking that next time. Can I get a Western with the Beyond? Can I get a Beyond Western? And they'll say it has bacon on it. Are you weird?
And as this goes, you know what? I hope this is a trend that explodes. Yeah. I hope that McDonald's gets one. Burger King I think they already have it, but it's Burger King, so
I was just reading an article that Americans are eating less meat.
Yes.
So I think that's positive for the world.
Yeah, the environment certainly, but also for our diets. Well, apparently not if it's got more calories.
Again, if you're just looking at calories, you're being disingenuous.
Right. You're right. I'm being disingenuous, and it's got less saturated fat, which is probably going to kill you less in the long run. And I hope it catches on. I'm trying to think of a place that I would love to have a vegetarian option. Other than we know it's coming to Taco Bell. We know Del Taco has it already. I think McDonald's is kind of putting out the feelers out there.
McDonald's stopped all their specialty stuff recently. They're slimming down their menu. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they'll decide to get on this bandwagon or not.
What's a place that you would like to see it adopted? I would love to have a Beyond Big Mac. I got to tell you that right now, because I bet that would be very tasty. What's a fast food restaurant that you wish implemented Beyond or Impossible products? Just
for the fun of it, I think Arby's would do hilarious.
That would be insane. How would you even do that? Oh.
An Arby's product where they don't have the meats.
Yeah, that's funny. How would you do a shaved? Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think you know what? I'm changing my answer. I want Arby's. I want Arby's. We do not have the meats. We have this, stupid thing that has more calories.
Hey, at Arby's, it might not.
No, it most certainly will. It's Arby's, which is maybe the worst food you can eat, health wise. They smother things in vinegar and cheddar and just. I love it, by the way.
It's fantastic.
I think we've talked about how we're the biggest Arby's apologists on the world.
I think we are.
Yeah, but it's certainly not healthy. I'm not kidding myself on that end.
Is there an Arby's close to here?
There isn't. I was talking about that with my family that was visiting recently.
You'd have to go all the way down.
I have to go. I have to drive the length of a town to go to an Arby's. It'll be a destination place.
Yeah, they're like date night.
There you go. I'm also not near an In-N-Out, which makes me sad. But I'm near a freeway that I can find an In-N-Out on, so that's kind of cool. Good. But so I'm reasonably close to an In-N-Out. Anyway,
so those are rated for the Beyond Burger.
When we're back, we're going to talk about that I'm really excited because we haven't talked a lick of it with each other yet.
No, we've been saving.
We're going to talk about the new blockbuster that's sweeping the country.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
The great electric mouse detective.
Yeah.
All the legendary flavor, none of the meat. When the wagon of change comes, you ride along with it. The new Beyond Famous Star with cheese, only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
And we're back. We had to take a little bit of an elongated break there because all this talk about hamburgers made me crave a hamburger. So I Postmated a hamburger. And I gotta say, I did not get the Impossible Meat. I got the original Famous Star. No nonsense.
How much was it?
Oh man, don't even ask.
How much was just the burger to tell you?
No, I got the combo.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much was the combo?
$7? Seven and
$7?
change? 7 and change?
Well, the combo for the Beyond one is $10.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
looks to be about a $3 difference.
But enough about the...
Yeah,
Which we like.
This is not the food portion of the podcast.
No, this is the gaming portion of the podcast. And we do want to talk about video games, but I think sometimes an event happens that kind of dips into gaming culture in general, and that's what happened with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
We saw it. I saw it the Sunday it came out, Mother's Day.
I took my mom to see it.
I took my mom. My mom actually called it out. My mom doesn't really like video games that much, but she saw the trailer. She's like, I want to go watch Detective Pikachu. So I took her, and I took my family, and we all enjoyed a great time, a great day watching Detective Pikachu. And I want to tell you, before we get to the actual meat of it, a lot of reviews said, if you don't know what Pokemon is, you're going to be lost.
Oh, no.
My mother is a 65-year-old lady, doesn't know Snorlax from a Rhyhorn.
Is she a listener?
She doesn't know what a podcast is.
My mother is a listener, so I'm going to be very careful when I talk about her.
Is it Mrs. Jellysound?
Yeah.
Is that her online name, or does she have
Technically, her screen name is Kimba.
Does Kimba enjoy Minion memes?
Her twin sister does. I have
Okay.
not seen her, thankfully, throw out Minion memes.
Okay, that's good. Because moms love... My mom included.
Gosh, yeah.
Loves the Minions. Anyway, but we're not talking about Minions. We're not talking about moms. We're talking about Detective Pikachu. My mom saw the movie. I asked her at the end, were you lost at all during the movie? She's like... And she said, and it was prophetic. I was like, did you get it? I said, did you get it? And she's like, what's to get? Because it's a movie for children.
Yeah.
You're not watching The Godfather. You're not watching Game of Thrones. You're watching Detective Pikachu. And the concept of Pokemon is very simple to get, even if you are a dullard movie reviewer.
What I love about... it's basically... You wouldn't question a movie that's, just got animals, wildlife in it.
Sure.
And that's essentially what every piece of wildlife that would be in a real-world movie is a Pokemon in this movie. And that's just, as far as the world-building and aesthetic, that's something that I loved about it, was that you just see little critters running around.
Rhyme City, it smacked of Hong Kong. It looked like Hong Kong. It had the feel, especially, the outdoor markets at night.
I don't know, the giant egg-shaped building, I was like, this is London. They filmed this in London.
Egg-shaped building?
There's,
I missed that, I guess.
It's like a London landmark.
Oh, okay. I don't know from London.
You don't watch enough Doctor Who.
I know. No, of course not. I'd sooner die.
Oh dear.
I'm not that nerdy. I dunk those nerds in toilets. That's how nerdy Doctor Who people are.
Folks.
But no, did you enjoy it?
The movie, yeah. I enjoyed it very much. We had my brother, his girlfriend, and my parents. We all went to see it for Mother's Day. Because my mom, her favorite Pokemon's Bulbasaur. So obviously she loves the scene.
Bulbasaur kind of was one of the crucial characters in the movie. I don't want to get. We'll you know what? We'll do a spoiler.
We'll do that in a bit. We'll talk about. This is spoiler free for now.
Yeah, for now.
If you've gotten this far, it's been a few weeks since the movie's out, so.
But still, I want to respect.
I like to be respectful. And we'll put a timestamp if you want to jump to the end of the podcast where we're done talking about the spoiler section of the movie. But she likes. She knows. She only knows the original. Well, she knows some Johto stuff because she watched the cartoon. It'd be on in our house. She knows some of these Pokemon. She knows the Psyduck. She knew Cubone. She leans over to me in the first part of the movie. She's like, "Who's that? Big one?" And I said, "That's Mewtwo." And I wanted more than anything to just spend the entire... I would go watch the entire movie with somebody and I would be like, that's a Bouffalant. That's that's a Joltik.
On the ride home, I was explaining like all of the canon to my family about it.
Yeah.
They had questions, but they certainly weren't lost.
The Morlul, I think, was the Pokemon that I had the hardest time remembering. The little floating mushroom guy. But the rest of them are pretty much ones that you're going to recognize. The ones that are plot related are also ones that you're going to recognize.
They're all the big ones, yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah. It's a movie for kids. My brother's girlfriend was complaining about like the kids in the theater. And, hey, don't go to a kids movie and complain about the kids in the theater.
It's a kids movie,
Like,
yeah.
the kids, like, for the first, 25 minutes of the movie were just, like, sort of mumbling, where's Pikachu? Where's Pikachu? And then the moment Pikachu's on the screen, they're silent. They're done. They're satisfied. Pikachu's on the screen. The little guy's there. They're silent. He like, there's a scene without him. Where's Pikachu? Where's Pikachu? And I loved that. Like, I loved that
enthusiasm.
Young kids can sort of experience this thing that I've, kind of been into for the last 25 years.
My entire childhood, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, since I've been with it since day one, because I was born in 1989. So I was into it when it first hit. Conversely, we had some families at my place. There were a lot of old people. Like, not old, but I mean, there were a lot of people.
30s.
Like, people like in their 30s, 40s, and it was so funny watching them after the movie. Kind of people with like gray hair talking emphatically about the Pokemon movie.
And I don't know what's the actor who plays it's Bill
Nighy.
Nighy. That's how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay. I was reading an interview about him that he like bought the encyclopedia. He got super into Pokemon for like the sake of this movie.
When he walked into the movie, Bill Nighy did not know a lick about Pokemon, and the more he spent on set, he got obsessed with it. I think he bought a game or two. He wanted to learn everything there was to learn about the world, which I think is so cool and kind of speaks to Pokemon's kind of natural.
Well, I haven't really seen that kind of energy. I saw it a little bit when Pokemon Go came out.
Sure.
But then the kind of thing where people from multiple generations are in the theater talking about Pokemon and how cool like everything was. I haven't seen that since Pokemon Go, and that was a few years ago. But before that, I hadn't seen that kind of sort of really cool energy since like the first Pokemon movie, like the first couple back when they were in theaters. There was a cartoon movie that was like something to see, the late 90s, early 2000s.
I would say this one had a little bit more like oomph to it as far as like the way people connected to it.
Yeah.
Because I think it was an effective movie. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think that they captured the Pokemon world pretty awesome. And they didn't make any weird, like, cynical choices as far as the way they portrayed things. People got mad about Jigglypuff's fur. If you got mad about Jigglypuff's fur,
so they're based on animals.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be there's two like ways to do it. And in the anime, like it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of detail on things.
Everything's kind of flat.
But whenever you do like be up close and personal with a Pokemon, they like brush like what is just a solid yellow or solid like Jigglypuff like skin, and they like fur appears, because there's detail because something's touching it. So like Pokemon have fur, and it's more than just like the 3 curly lines on like an Ursaring,
Mr. Mime was adequately creepy as he is in the
loved
games.
the Mr. Mime sequence. Should we stop?
I think we need
tiptoeing
to.
around
I
spoilers?
have so many. I'm like jotting down things I want to talk about, and they're all spoiler related.
Let's. What did you want to rate it first before we do spoilers?
No, let's do spoilers, and then we'll touch on.
We'll put timestamps in the description so you know when to jump to.
Sure.
But if you have not seen Detective Pikachu,
go watch it.
And you care, like if you have not seen it and you care about Detective Pikachu enough to avoid spoilers for this long, go watch it. Yeah.
And we're gonna enter the spoiler zone in 3, 2, 1.
First moment, first like line of the movie, like it opens so. For a second, I thought, wait, is this Detective Pikachu or is this that remake of the first Pokemon movie? Because you have Mewtwo in a tank, and he literally says like, "They're out there," and then the first line of like the original Pokemon movie, Mewtwo says like, "Those voices, they're out there, where I must be."
Man, see, this is why it pays to have a certified Pokemon master on your show. Because I don't know the deep lore like you do. And actually, I kind of want to watch this movie with you now because I'm sure, or like go through it with you.
A lot of the stuff in that lab like was a huge callback to the kind of Cinnabar Island Mewtwo kind of like lore stuff. And I thought that was fantastic. It was a fantastic... There were a couple beats of this movie that I was really happy about how well they connected to the game and how well they connected to the anime.
They didn't compromise. I thought they were going to retell the Mewtwo story and they were going to change parts of it. No, they even say at one point, he was built in Cinnabar Island, he escaped, and we captured him. So that canon that we know about Mewtwo is still there, which I thought was great. I thought the portrayal of... I think the most effective portrayal of Pokemon Pokemon on the screen was Mewtwo. I think they captured him perfectly.
See, the sort of Cubone banter.
Ditto. Well,
oh my gosh.
We'll get to Ditto.
So that's the other thing, is to the game, to the anime, and to the manga. Because some of the Ditto stuff was kind of explored in the manga. Like Pokemon Adventures, not the one that's like that follows the storyline of the games, not the storyline of the anime. But yeah, from the very get-go, like I was really excited about everything. You got the whole like sort of thing at the beginning with the Cubone.
That was great.
I thought that the movie was gonna take like a weird turn when he's talking to the Cubone, and he's saying some pretty like funny things.
And what did they say like a second into the Cubone? It's like
not a lot of people could pull off wearing the skull of their dead relatives, but you do it.
That's the line. See,
and then you're not a fire type trainer. You're not a water type. The type of Pokemon you need is the lonely Pokemon. Cubone is the lonely Pokemon. That's Pikachu's the electric mouse Pokemon. Caterpie's the caterpillar Pokemon. Like every Pokemon has a type like that, like the blank Pokemon.
Sure.
Cubone's the lonely one.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
I really liked the Mr. Mime sequence.
That was really good.
Just the whole the Mr. Mime, like in the trailer, it made him seem like he was a little nefarious.
Yeah.
But here he's just he's Mr.
fine.
Mime will cooperate with you if you play by his rules.
Yeah.
Which I really thought was a fun thing that they did. I liked the fight club sort of thing, the dog fight.
That was definitely a high point when they have that big Pokemon battle, and you have a Gengar fighting against...
the Gengar Blastoise, double team.
That was amazing. Yeah. And then you had Charizard versus Pikachu, which was awesome to see, and then Pikachu throwing the Magikarp, trying to get it to evolve.
Oh my gosh! And then that pays off too.
Absolutely.
I thought the set piece thing with the balloons was kind of fun.
Oh yes. Bill Nighy brought it.
Oh, absolutely.
The second I saw him in the wheelchair, I was like, okay, this is the bad guy.
Yeah. No. Well, he's the most well known besides Ken Watanabe.
Yeah.
It's those are the two stars in this movie. Everybody else is kind of an unknown.
Yeah.
Which I think is great because it's a movie for kids. They don't.
You don't want a distraction from the Pokemon.
I forgot to mention Ryan Reynolds.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
But it's just his voice,
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Bill Nighy brought it. Bill Nighy is a great villain. You might, if you don't know, if you're familiar with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, he plays David Jones.
Oh, absolutely. He's fantastic.
He's in green screen, but he's still, putting off a performance that I don't think a lot of actors could have done. He's a great villain. I'm glad they got him. Mm-hmm. His Ditto, maybe the creepiest character in the movie.
Well, it's a callback to Duplica's Ditto in the anime is having trouble transforming, and so its face is two dots in a line. It's got Ditto's face on everything it transforms into. His Ditto does that with all the Pokemon, but his Ditto can transform into people.
Humans, yeah. Oh, creepy as hell.
That's kind of a thing that was in the manga. There's a Ditto. It's Blue's Ditto transforms into things like handcuffs, and I think was a decoy Pokeball at one point. So trickster kind of stuff.
Sure.
Transforming into non-Pokemon, which is the thing that Ditto normally they can't do. I thought there was an Eevee at one point evolves into a Flareon. In the Pokemon Adventures, again, there's a special Eevee that was a tortured experiment from Team Rocket that can transform and transform back.
Oh wow!
And so Red finds a Thunderstone, a Thunderstone, Waterstone, and Firestone that don't disappear after you use them. He finds the secret, the good ones.
Sure.
And then he befriends that Eevee and can basically transform it from an Eevee to a Flareon to a Jolteon to a Vaporeon at will.
Sure.
And I thought they might have been doing something there, or it could have just transformed into a Flareon.
It was mostly just exposition.
Yeah. It's just fun.
But it was cool to see. I will say that my favorite part of the movie, because it got a rise out of pretty much everyone I was with, especially my mom, though. I was sitting next to my mom. And when Pikachu's defeated, and he starts singing the theme song.
Oh my
to
gosh.
the original Pokemon movie, or Pokemon show, she lost it. Because, no one doesn't recognize that song, immediately. And I think the theater was, had a laugh, right, when that happened. And that was super funny. I think that was easily the funniest part of the movie. Near the end of the movie, I would say not for kids. Like the weird the weird transhumanist thing where the bad guys transferring the souls of humans into Pokemon. Yeah, creepy as hell. Unsettling. I will also say Mewtwo moving his lips, super unsettling.
Yeah,
I did not like
seeing
that.
Usually you don't see that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
he speaks mentally, every other part.
Did he have teeth?
Yeah, he had weird teeth. It was so unsettling.
Yeah. What is with these animated CGI characters and teeth, What's the deal with...
Oh, let's save that for another episode. Because I could talk about that for hours too, but we won't get into that.
Foreshadow that for us.
And I'm not bothered by the teeth. I'll say that. That's my 2 cents.
Iago had teeth. Aladdin.
Sure.
People like to get mad about stuff.
Yeah. People like to get mad on that internet.
Yeah. But no, I liked. I think my least favorite part, because I felt like the Torterra.
I got mad. I got mad at the Torterra thing. I was like, this is dumb.
Well, it felt like it was.
It took too long.
Yeah, it took a long time. It didn't serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Because they just went back to the car.
Yeah, and then to that effect too, I was mad that Psyduck was super powerful. I was like, he can't do that in real life.
I mean, that's kind of the anime.
Yeah.
She was a big call to Misty. I really liked her intro. She introduces herself basically like any NPC would in a video game.
Wait, how did she do that?
She walks up. It's super cheesy, almost overacted. What was her name? She's I've got the scoop.
Okay. Yeah, almost like you're about to fight her. Yeah.
It was like when two trainers. I was getting when two trainers' eyes meet, you have to battle. Vibes from that, and I really like that because I don't know. There's some video game movies that
don't capture the spirit of it.
Yeah, and I think this one did, and sometimes my school of thought used to be don't try to make your video game movie seem like a video game.
The ending, the credits, that was fantastic. Where they superimpose. I almost started crying. I didn't cry throughout the movie. My whole family was crying. I'm cold inside, so I didn't really jag with me. But the credit sequence where they were putting up all these old timey graphics, superimposed with that almost got to me. Which I loved.
No, I love that. Yeah, the credit sequence was
The credit sequence was great. Favorite Pokemon in the movie? And not even the one that you liked the most, but the one that you thought was portrayed really good on screen.
Well, I loved Loudred.
Loudreds
are dancing around.
They were the assistant to the DJ, which makes sense.
Because they got speakers on these. My brother was disappointed. His favorite Pokemon's Exploud. He's like, they could have just used one Exploud. I'm like, Exploud is
too big.
Giant muffler pipes.
People would be deaf.
His mouth is literally too big. Loudred looks like a speaker.
Yeah.
Loudred is the aesthetic choice for that. I think the Pokemon I was happiest to see just as a flyby was a Joltik.
I kept catching little guys, and that was one of them. The one that I caught was the Joltik, and I was like, "Oh, come on!"
What?
No, I mean they went through that much trouble to even animate
for
little,
2
little
seconds.
Spider, little spiders, and that's how dense the movie is with Pokemon.
I think
There's
some
so
people said that because of the sort of diversity of the Pokemon portrayed, that there's some that had to be there. Charizard, the Gengar, and the Blastoise. Although the Gengar could have been fighting a Nidoran. I love
the Gengar portrayal.
Yeah.
Who like Mewtwo looked completely unsettling. He looked as creepy
Gengar
as
should.
Yeah, exactly. He with his tongue and the thing. My friend Letitia watched it and she almost wanted to leave when the Lickitung thing happened on the train.
Oh my gosh, they almost I heard they almost didn't put that in the movie.
Which also was pretty unsettling.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So I was talking to somebody about that. They're like, Lickitung super intelligent thing. I was like, yeah, but the Greninja literally grabbed and coiled the female trainer on the side in its tongue.
It's less creepy though. Greninja has
Greninja has a better tongue.
Greninja has grace. Lickitung is just this derpy, weird. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't like it. I love. I don't. I can't think of something that I don't. Is there something in the movie that you don't like that you think was not effective? Because off the top of my head, I don't remember coming away with anything that was too negative.
Off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of anything that just flat out didn't work for me, or that I couldn't get around. I thought sort of at the end. I thought the Grovile thing, not the Grovile thing, the Torterra.
Okay, there we go.
So
I would
the
say that
Torterra-
sequence was too long too.
There's like a little exhibit where they've got 2 Torterras. It's like we did a Torterra growth experiment, and essentially you realize, and I figured it out early. I was like, I really hope they don't just make the entire landmass they're on just on the giant turtle. So the Torterra are giant turtles that just sort of stand up. The perspective's all off for me because like you see like a vertical, wall, like stuff's breaking apart, and like it just made me think like if they're this big, where are they? How far is this lab from the city that they're now going to be able to travel back to the city in time for the parade because everything is happening on the same day? And I get that they wanted a set piece, and functionally it really only let them escape from the Greninja, which they could have just done another way because they had the Psyduck do that, or they could have made that the moment that Pikachu rediscovered that he could use his powers.
It's a visual set piece that doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a visual set piece that doesn't pay off.
Mm-hmm. And it was probably my biggest gripe with the movie.
Were you mad at the weird? Some people were mad at the weird plot twist at the end.
So I'm not sure that it's canon that Mewtwo can do that. Like
No,
that's a power that he
that's
has.
new. That's
Yeah. Somebody mentioned that the plot was a lot like Zootopia. Did you ever see Zootopia?
I don't think it's like anything like Zootopia.
So in the fact that it's a big city where all the animals sort of live in harmony. There's a drug introduced that makes everybody go berserk. And
But
then
the
villain
drug
is the villain is the public official. Like the
but the
governor.
drug was a means to an end. It wasn't the end. The drug was only introduced so that they could transfer.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like someone who mentioned is plot elements kind of followed Zootopia.
I think it's a stretch. Someone made that, and I was like, I can see where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a stretch.
Yeah, and I am pretty sure it's very similar to the plot of the game, actually.
The what?
Detective Pikachu's a game for the 3DS.
Oh, I see. I've never played it.
Most people haven't.
So it's very similar to that.
As far as the drug,
Who's the bad guy in that?
It's whoever's in charge of like the parade. I don't remember exactly. I don't know all the details of the game.
Oh man, I gotta check out. I'm gonna look up the Wikipedia a little later.
Yeah, it's that there's a R is a drug that's causing Pokemon to go berserk.
Sure.
Detective Pikachu is tasked with.
But the plot twist at the end is that the kid's dad was inside the Pikachu the whole time.
I thought that made a lot of sense. Some people are probably
got mad. I loved
how come
it.
he
I
can
thought
talk
it
to Pikachu?
Yeah.
And it's because they have they're blood related.
Yeah.
So it's like it's his dad's soul inside of Pikachu laying dormant because his body's all broken.
Yeah. Mewtwo has to heal the body, but he
needs DNA from the kid first.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds is his actual dad.
And I want to say something. Ryan Reynolds is an attractive man, and they're trying to make him look a little bit less attractive in the movie. They tried to make him look like kind of disheveled, and I think they gave him like a weird crooked teeth thing too, and it didn't work.
No,
he's still handsome.
It's absolutely true. Yeah, they gave him like stubble.
Yeah,
He's got like 10-hour shadow.
Because I was thinking for a second, I wonder if the dad is going to be Ryan Reynolds, or surely they'll cast someone else. But then he comes out, and I'm like, really? But I wasn't mad, but I was like, that's brave. That's a brave choice.
Someone, I think it was my brother's girlfriend was like, they did like colorblind casting for him. I'm like, no, like his mom's black
of color, yeah.
So,
yeah.
or wait, I might have to say of color. Do I need to cut that out?
No, you can say black.
Okay.
I always use maybe I'm the one that you need to cut out.
I don't know.
But I think we're not coming from a point of malice here.
No.
Yeah. No.
I was just like, it's just that's genetically possible. Like why?
Absolutely.
I just was amusing to me. That was the thing that you mentioned.
Sure. I was happy with it. Let's rate the movie.
Yeah. What are we rating this one out of?
Deerskin caps.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Detective hats.
But they have like a name. Deer hunter caps. Sherlock hats. Is it a Sherlock hat?
I mean, is it like a flat cap?
Let's go with Sherlock hats.
Detective hats.
Yeah, but detectives in the... No detective has ever worn that hat outside of Sherlock, I think. It's a dumb hat. It's not practical. It's dumb looking. The only reason Sherlock wore it was because he's a drug addict. He had no concept of fashion. Not that I'm besmirching
Or
drug
it was
addicts.
the style of the time when those were written by Conan Doyle.
I don't think there was ever a time when guys were wearing deer skin, like the deer hunter caps all over the place in London. Sherlock was peculiar.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu is also peculiar.
Indeed.
That's okay. So what are you going to rate it?
I want to give it 5.
I'm going to give it 5 as well. I think I went in, I saw the trailer last year, and I was like, this is going to be amazing. I loved it immediately. I loved the world immediately. And I said, you know what? It's probably going to be fine. It's probably going to be, like the Impossible Burger, it'll be serviceable.
Mm-hmm. No,
But
I enjoyed it. I
blew
enjoyed it
my
a lot.
mind.
I loved that it's possible that this exists.
Yes.
A live-action Pokemon movie. I love Pokemon.
And not just that, a video game movie that's not just garbage.
And it's not, I mean, because it would be hard to do a movie that followed the plot of, like, the show or whatever. This actually feels aesthetically like one of the stadium game storyline, like a Pokemon Coliseum or something like that. Like that kind of world.
But now people's toes are wet. Kind of like when Iron Man came out. It got people's feet wet when it came to superhero movies, and then they were able to take chances and make other movies. So, before we get to the next segment, what's your dream Pokemon movie?
That's a good question.
Off the top of my head, I would love to see like a movie called Pokemon Red. You know?
Yeah.
But
something to follow like that.
I don't know if you could do that in 2.5 hours.
If you could follow the rough storyline of the Red's arc in Pokemon Adventures, I think that would be cool. And then you could do like a sequel, Yellow.
Gold, Silver, you have a franchise.
Because I think because those are the ones that people have the least exposure to, so you'd be able to get away with a lot of things. One of my favorite moments of this movie, the first moment that I loved in this movie, was the Pokemon movie studio logo. It's like 2 seconds long. It's like a Pokeball. Pokemon.
And I hope we see it again. I hope we see it again.
I turned to everyone and was like, they can make movies now. Like they have a logo. And a lot of memes have been going along about the extended Smash Brothers universe.
Unnecessary. Dumb.
Because they're coming out Sonic, there's already a Mario movie.
Make a successful Mario movie first, and then we can talk about extended universes.
The rumor popped up again, Legend of Zelda, like live action series.
And see, that's what I would love. I would pay money to see a Pokemon Red live action series, like, a la Game of Thrones. You know? Like
I would do a Zelda one as well.
Oh, definitely.
As far as a movie goes, I'd love to see something like a Kyogre Groudon kind of thing. I don't know if we ever got a satisfying Kyogre Groudon movie.
Well, something to explore.
That I can remember. The Palkia Dialga one's pretty good.
That's the thing about Pokemon. There's almost, 20 years of lore. Yeah. Well, there actually is 20 years of lore. It came out in 99. So yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, watch it with your family.
Exactly, that's a great suggestion. Watch it with your loved ones. Watch it with your family. Watch it. Don't be an idiot. Don't just freaking watch it, man. You're gonna like it. Shut up.
Yeah.
And now that I'm done berating our listeners, we're gonna do a test, and this will be fun because you might not like this. We're
not gonna do that when we come back.
When we come back, yes.
So yeah, that's it for the movie section. This is if you're just tuning back in because you clicked the thing that said come to this timestamp. Yeah, we're done talking about the movie. Spoilers are ended. Woohoo! We're gonna get to the last section of our famous podcast.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
The research log, the vial. Who could run experiments at that time?
A bolt of brilliance! I know the culprit!
We're back with the last portion of a typical episode of Game and Grub where we discuss a snack or a treat or something else.
Sure. And this one's going to be kind of funny, I think. Or at the very least interesting because we're both going to try a Mexican candy called pulparindo.
You translate that for me?
Yeah, it means, I think it's a what do they call it when they combine two words?
A contraction?
Contraction, I guess. Well,
a pun?
The pulp is pulp, of course. It's the pulp of the, in Spanish, you say tamarind, which is a sour, sweet fruit found in a lot of Thai cuisine. a lot of Mexican. Well, we don't really cook with
It's
it.
what makes Thai tea orange.
Yes, it's what we don't cook with it, but we put it in our candy in Mexico. And tamarindo is tamarindo, so it's pulparindo. If I'm gonna anglicize it, and if you look at the package, it's got Spanish and it's got English on it, and it says extra hot and salted tamarind pulp candy. So there you go, tamarind pulp candy.
Mexican candies always have the best mascots, I think.
What would you call that guy? I think he's
He's a little candy bar with a cow lick.
Yes.
Sassy hands. He's doing one of these.
He's got flames protruding from his mouth.
Yes.
This says extra hot. I'm gonna debate that. I don't think it's extra hot. I think it's got a little bit of kick, but it's not something. It's not like those flaming hot Cheetos that we ate, the extra hot ones.
Oh my goodness.
That I still
My mouth is burning just thinking about that episode. Now that's one we should have done with cameras and stuff.
This is kind of like fruit leather. Are you trying it now? You're trying it now.
Yeah.
I want to see your reaction. I'm gonna have it. I eat these. I buy these in bulk because I love these.
It's chewy like fruit leather. This reminds me of the black market elementary school candy that was going around my neighborhood. There was both. Was it Lucas?
Yes.
So that it's like some weird. It's like kind of a chili powder candy.
It was probably also tamarind.
So there was. I think they put tamarind and chili powder and sugar on top of both watermelon and mango.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
And those would go around. Someone would buy a bag of those, sell them for 50 cents, like a lollipop, out of like backpacks at the recess playground. Someone else, you would have the. And it's weird. It's weird that a candy like Lucas exists because it's like a line of powdered or granulated.
Yeah, it's
substance.
like sour salt sugar thing. It's hard to explain.
But it's like you're doing cocaine.
Sure, and you probably feel the same similarly afterwards because it's so much sugar and sodium.
Yeah.
That it's not. How do you like it? Do you like it? I see you biting into it, but you seem confused. Your mouth doesn't know what to think of it. The thing about
it's conflicting flavors.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing about Mexican candies is that they are salty, they are sweet, they are spicy, all at the same time. A lot of them are, not all of them, but some of them are.
This is all of those. It's a feast for the senses.
Yeah, and
I think it's a little salty.
it is a little salty. Well, you have some water with you, so don't.
Yeah.
Feel free to dunk into
The
that.
salted. Have you ever had a saltadito? It's like a salted prune.
Yes, those are great. The saladitos, they're called.
Yeah. See, I anglicized the name.
Yeah. Do you like those?
I've had those.
Yeah. They're very salty.
Oh, they are so salty.
There's about, in one little prune, there's about, 2 days worth of sodium in it. Maybe more.
More than that.
Maybe more, yeah.
It's like 6,000.
But they make these other ones that are marinated in like a sweet tamarind flavored syrup, and those are delicious. But Mexican candies you're seeing more and more of these flavor profiles out there as people get more familiar with things like tamarind. It's not a fruit that you see at the grocery store that
I
often.
think the flavor is really intense.
Yeah,
Which I don't like in the texture of the fruit leather.
sure.
I think in this, like a fruit leather sort of texture, I want something milder.
Okay.
This would be more suited to like a hard candy kind of thing.
They do make hard candies of pulparindo, I think, and lollipops and different shapes. But yeah, I think that your assessment is pretty correct as far as Mexican flavors are very bossy when it comes to candy, and people don't like that sometimes. People like something more simple, more kind of, especially if you're eating it as like a dessert. It's kind of weird to have such intense flavors at the end of a meal. I love
this
them.
would be like a snacking candy.
Sure, I love them. I have 3 boxes of them here, and they usually last me about a month or 2. I put some of these in some mango sorbet I made, and it's delicious.
Like chopped up?
Yeah, like chopped up.
Okay, that would be good.
It's really
Using
good.
this as like a candy for sorbet like
Yeah,
or something.
it's really good. What would you rate the pulparindo? You're not vomiting right now. You're not spitting it out, and you keep eating it. You don't actually have to keep eating it if you don't want to. I'm not going to force you to finish that. If you're,
There's just something about me that like I started. I'm gonna finish it.
Sure.
I will not ask for another one. I would probably not refuse one just because I don't want to be rude.
Sure.
But I would probably not seek this out.
You would not take it out. Okay.
I think for me, because do I judge it objectively as like a piece of candy or personally I would be like 2.5.
Okay.
Tamarind.
Well, if you're gonna have a candy, you want it to be satisfying because you want it to be. It's a treat. You don't want it to be you know, you don't want it to be disappointing. You don't want it to be a. I'm trying to think of a crappy candy bar. What's your least favorite candy bar?
Like Payday.
I love Payday, and I love Baby Ruth even more. I don't like Kit Kats very much. I don't like the quality chocolate. I don't think the wafer adds much to it. So I don't think it's worth the calories.
I don't like Payday because it's all nuts.
I love, but it's got that weird caramel. That isn't caramel. It's like a weird. Oh, it's like a cross between a nougat and a caramel. We'll argue candy bars some other time. I think that's.
Well, just because I like Kit Kat. It's chocolate and wafer.
I think that's
it's all nut.
I think that's
it's just like, why don't you just eat nuts?
Sure. Well, I want some weird caramel glue to hold them together. It's got that salty sweet thing, kind of like this. It's got a salty sweet thing going. If you want to seek out pulparindo, there's a good chance in your grocery store, in the Mexican aisle where they have all the foreign food, you can probably find a packet or two of this, either in a box or in a loose bag. It's cheap enough to buy anywhere. I buy a box of these. The box has about 20 of them. I get a 2-pack box for about $5.
Okay.
This candy's pretty much given away. That's another thing that I like about it. It's cheap. So I would definitely recommend you try it. And I think you might have the similar reaction to Jelly Sound. But keep it in your pantry because you could cook with it. You can probably cook some Thai things with it. You can do what I did. You can add it to mango sorbet. You can use it as a ingredient in a future recipe. And it's definitely something interesting because it's a flavor.
Like a cream cheese bagel.
Put it on a cream cheese bagel.
Maybe, I don't know.
That sounds horrifying.
Does it?
Yeah. I think with fruit, I think tamarind goes really well with fruit because tamarind is a sour. It looks kind of like a bean actually. If you look at it fresh, it's kind of a sour fruit. But they add sugar to it and they add chili powder and I think some other things, but I don't know what else they add. Salt, lots of salt. It's pretty salty. I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I love these things. They have a regular one that comes in a yellow packet. I'm holding the one that's in the spicy one because I like it with a little bit more kick. It's in a red packet. And they even have other flavors of it. They have a mango flavored one. They have a watermelon flavored one. And they have a, what's a weird one? I think they had a cantaloupe flavored one, which is always bad. So don't get, you can try those as well. But I would recommend either getting the yellow one or the red one. It's the purest form of pulparindo, and definitely check it out. We're coming to the end of our show.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about for the future? I think this episode has followed the format of our previous ones.
Yeah.
We talked about a food. We talked about a video game, which was a video game movie. We've been talking about like whole franchises, right?
Sure.
Holistically, we talked about like just the Legend of Zelda series.
Sure.
And I don't know if we're gonna keep doing that, or we might switch to an individual basis. We might talk about smaller topics. We might, I don't know. What, you got any ideas? Well, looking forward to the future of Game and Grub.
I think that moving forward, we want to. The only reason we're doing this again is because we actually had a few people say that they wanted more of this. Yeah. And that's kind of you can't. Podcast can't exist in a void.
You got to give the people what they want.
So, do you remember the name of the email that we had for this?
I believe it was gameandgrubpod@gmail.com.
Great. So you remember it. Great. So if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, any gripes, any concerns, anything really, if you just want to shout at us, feel free to send them to gameandgrubpod
@gmail.com. Or you could tweet at one of us. I'm at JellySound.
And I'm at HammyCooks89, JammyCooks 89. Also, I'll put all the links when I upload this to YouTube.
Yeah, you can leave a comment there as well.
Sure. And you can leave a comment on the YouTube and a question, a suggestion for a future episode, something that you'd like to see us review. We like to keep it timely. We like to kind of review stuff that's on the horizon or just came out. But if there's something you want us to tackle, if there's a restaurant you'd like to see featured, definitely let us know. Like Jelly Sound said, we don't know how it's going to keep going, but or if the format's going to stay the same, or if not, we're going to try to keep the spirit of it. But we definitely want to get you guys involved when that happens. So
HammyCooks89.
HammyCooks89.
JellySound at JellySound.
At JellySound.
gameandgrubpod@gmail.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
HammyCooks on YouTube. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.